Cage Podcast. I am Ryan, joined by as always is Sterling. Um, All Star race last weekend was actually I thought it was a pretty good race. What do you think of it, Sterling?
I was really impressed, honestly. I can't believe
I,
I'm saying that, but
yeah, I was too. I wasn't expecting much going into it, but yeah, that put on a really good show. I'm kind of excited if they do go points racing there. Obviously, with being 38 cars or however many cars, should make it a lot better racing than what it was Saturday or Sunday night. Sunday night.
yeah, it was definitely hard for them to pass. But as that track ages, I think it will
Yeah,
actually be a really good track.
I do too. So another year of aging, and then I think like the lapped cars. I think like once they start catching the back of the field, you
Yeah,
know,
because there'd be almost twice as many cars.
exactly. Yeah, you get 38 cars on that track. I feel like you'd catch the back of the field pretty early, and then like I feel
Be
like that would really stall the leader out.
It'd be 40 cars if they ever
Or
actually
40,
get that
yeah,
38's Xfinity, which I can't believe they haven't ran Xfinity there. I think that would be a great race.
yeah. That's a good point. Like kind of like how they did with Rockingham. I'm surprised they didn't do a standalone. I mean, I guess they did a truck race there, but yeah, Xfinity would be a nice race there too, just to see. But yeah, I thought it was a good race. I mean, obviously tires played a factor, which is always great to see. It seemed like you couldn't pass, like you said. Whoever was the leader, unless the guys behind you had fresher tires, which we saw. I thought Joey Logano's call was absolutely dumb. As soon as that happened, I was like, "Boy, is he a sitting duck!" But
Yeah, it's thankfully I only played one lineup because I wasn't sure how that race was gonna go. Because I don't
yeah,
think I would have had very much Joey Logano. He's just one of the
no,
guys that I mean that would be the perfect place to play him, but I don't know, personal bias, I guess.
yeah, I had way too much Keselowski and Larson,
Yeah.
and
I actually faded Larson, just
oh
one
well,
lineup trying to be different, but
yeah, yeah. I feel like I had one other guy that wrecked, but I can't think of it. But yeah, that was a really great race. I thought, I was actually really impressed, and like I said, obviously with them asking every single driver after the race if they're ready for a points race, there, I have a feeling that that's probably going to be on next year's schedule.
yeah,
Um,
which speaking of that, where would you want to see the All-Star race go then?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, yeah, you could. I like it around the North Carolina area just for teams.
Yeah.
I obviously you don't want to see Rick Ware Racing take a hauler all the way out to Texas. Like that's kind of no offense, unfair to like them and some
Yeah,
of
when
the lower teams. So I mean, I think going back to Charlotte wouldn't be bad with how these cars race at mile and a halves.
yeah,
So I wouldn't
it'd be
mind
kind of
that.
like a tune-up for the 600 too.
Yeah, or hear me out here. What if they go back to Rockingham for an All Star race next year?
That's where I think it will be.
Yeah, that's a good. I just honestly just now thought of that, so that was a good thinking, Sterling. I could see them maybe trying Rockingham.
Yeah, I kind of feel like this year was obviously just a test with Xfinity and trucks, and then it's probably been pretty much set in stone from day one that they were gonna debut Coupler as the All Star race.
yeah, yeah. So
That's
yeah,
one thing that NASCAR is actually good at is getting the stories.
yes, that is true. So another big news: Tim Cindric gets fired from Penske, and the only reason why that's relevant because there was a couple other people I guess that got fired too. But the only reason why that's relevant is that's Austin Cindric's dad.
Yeah, and I've been saying it all year that I thought Austin Cindric was probably on the hot seat after Tim went over strictly to the Indy side of it.
Yeah,
I honestly, I was because Cindric's always wanted to road race, so I was kind of expecting him to be like a Indy next driver, just because I he has ran a lot better this year, but I think he's got to really show out this year. He's gone.
yeah, couldn't agree more. I mean, he has what do I want to say, like out. outperformed at least my expectations. I mean,
Absolutely.
as far as just stats on the track, just DFS. I hate playing him because you never know which Austin Cindric you're going to get. He's so hot and cold. But I mean, as
This year
far
he has seemed to be more consistent. Like he's not always going to go out there and lead a bunch of laps or anything, but
yeah,
for what his typical price is, he has been playable.
he definitely has. So, and then we finally get away from the Fox broadcast. We go to Prime.
Which,
I'm actually kind of excited for that.
yeah, that's I was going to say I'm pretty excited for that because of the no more full screen commercials. Like
Yes,
if they're
yes.
green flag racing, you are going to see what's on the track.
And I guess if you don't have Prime, I saw it on Twitter. I mean, obviously, I don't know because I have Prime, but apparently there's a free 30-day trial. So, like, if you don't have Prime and you're like, oh, at least you can sign up for free. I don't know how many races Prime does if it's outside 30 days, but at least you can watch.
I can't remember, but they have quite a
Is
bit
it
at this
six?
point.
Is it
I,
six races? I
I,
can't remember,
if I
but
said a number, I'd just be guessing.
yeah, but it's one of those. I guess if you don't have it and you don't want to pay for it, at least there's a 30-day trial. At least from what I saw on Twitter. So definitely
I
do that.
am, I am not looking forward to the broadcast though, and the fact that I'm pretty sure Corey LaJoy is a part of it.
Yeah, that's what somebody said in our Discord, and I was like, I didn't see that part, but yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. I can't.
Maybe he gets to change my opinion of him, but I feel like he is going to be very annoying.
Yeah, yeah, he kind of like put a bad taste in my mouth when he was kind of said that thing about the truck series and jumping down.
Exactly. I
Yeah,
was kind of a fan
I was
until,
too.
like, then when he got in the 9 car, I was like, okay, bud, you got to do better than that.
Yeah, yeah, because
But go ahead.
I don't know. I always thought like he was one of them guys that like could work on his own car and kind of was like the blue collar guy. Like I thought he could kind of work his way up and be that, but he kind of like you said hit the Cup Series and then kind of was like that Josh Williams where it was like they finally give him a shot and he hasn't really didn't really do anything with it. So and then loses full time ride and then kind of I don't know, kind of thinks he's bigger than the Truck Series. So that kind of put
That
it back.
that right there was the final straw for me. Like for him
Yeah.
to say that, that just tells me that like he's not a race car driver. He's
No.
not someone that wants to be a race car driver. He wants to be a celebrity.
Yeah.
And like everyone else in that field, they're gonna get raced whatever you're gonna put them in.
Yeah. What's the saying? Racers race. I mean that's
Yeah,
yeah. I mean yeah. If you're a true race car driver, you're gonna go racing 30 times a year in the Truck Series versus what 5 times a year in the Cup.
yeah.
But going, I know me and you talked about this. I think through Facebook. I mean, it's just I think at the end of the day, I think he was almost scared. And I mean, I hate to call it Corey LaJoy because it's like I don't know. Obviously, we don't know him, but like if he would go down to the Truck Series and not perform there, that's his
I
last. That's his last shot.
yeah, that's I agree 100%. I think that's it. He knows that unless he was in like a Tricon truck, he's gonna have to really fight for a top 10.
Yeah.
In
Yep.
Xfinity, there's like 2 teams that he would be able to potentially win, and that's Junior and Joe Gibbs. So
Yeah. 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 And then speaking of Prime, there is that new Earnhardt documentary out. I watched the first episode. There's two out today, and I guess two out next week. I haven't got the episode two yet, but the first episode is really good. I was watching it, and then I hopped on here with you, so I'll probably watch it right after I get off. But it was pretty good. So definitely recommend that if you have Prime. Um, and then news that I actually just saw before I jumped on too. Apparently, according to Jordan Bianchi, Kyle Busch is staying at RCR.
yeah, you and I talked a little bit pre-show about that. That's actually the first I heard of it, and I was shocked to hear that. I really expected him to go somewhere.
I honestly did too. I figured he was kind of tired of running, but I mean, we know Kyle Busch, like this isn't his car. Like as far as like his driving style and like the actual car itself, like this isn't his. So maybe he just doesn't think that he can do it anywhere else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think you could say that for a good bit of the drivers in this field. Like this
Oh,
car
absolutely.
just it sucks. Like
It does. It
I know
does.
the point of this car was to level out the playing field, but really I think it just widened it out more. In the beginning, yeah, it was more narrow, like everyone could battle for the wins, but now you're still seeing the same big teams, the same big name drivers. Like it's still the same people.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. So it's just, I don't know. It was weird. I mean, obviously, we know he's got Brexton coming up, so maybe it's just one of those he signed a couple year deal with RCR because it said 2026 and beyond, according to Jordan Bianchi. So, and then we all know his plan to race trucks with Brexton. So, what age can you get into trucks? Is it 16?
It is 16. I'm not
So
sure how
he's 10 now.
is
So
he?
yeah, so he's got 5 or 6 more years depending on when he turned 10. But yeah, so we all know that game plan. So once he turns 16, he'll probably go back to the trucks full time. Maybe he has some kind of deal with Richard where he'll reopen his truck shop or something once, I don't know. So, but yeah, as far as breaking news, I think that's really all I got as far as the news. Like I said, the Austin Cindric thing was kind of questioning to me. I was like, I don't know what that means for Austin because, I mean, obviously it'd be kind of awkward to show up to work where your dad got fired, unless they really separate Indy and NASCAR, maybe. But
And I mean, look back to the Xfinity team. Where's Penske's Xfinity team now? That was Austin Cindric.
yeah, yeah. Yep. So it's hard to tell. I mean, he like we just talked about a little bit ago. I mean, he has outperformed expectations this year. So like, I think as far as being safe, I don't think I'd flat out fire him if I was Roger Penske. I mean, obviously there might be better options out there, but I think he's been holding his own this year.
He has. That's. I feel like I don't know. I feel like he just has to continue on the path he is.
He does.
Otherwise,
He
he's
does.
done.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I kind of like the theory of Josh Berry taking over for the 2 car or something like that if Austin would
Yeah,
decide to go elsewhere. But
maybe it's just a swap.
yeah, yeah, and it very well could be. So because I mean that 21 car has been competitive this year too. So
Yeah, and we haven't seen that in a long time.
no, I can't. I mean probably since Blaney that 21 car has been.
That's I always think back to that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I guess that's all. Breaking news talk. Obviously, guys, if you guys aren't a part of the Discord, we do have our own Discord full of some of the sharpest minds, the guys that just like to talk NASCAR. So if you guys want to get in there, I will post a link in the description after this video is posted. Sometimes I slack on that, but I will post it. Um, but it's a great Discord. It's got a lot of great DFS minds in there. Sterling does a great job of recruiting guy because he's in the DFS circle. Sterling is so he knows who to invite and who not to, and he does a great job of recruiting all the great minds. So we have the fantasy racing world champion in there, and a lot of guys that are qualified for the fantasy racing world championship, and D Bulls, Cam Fan, uh,
Ben,
Ben, Brad, all of them guys are just so great. Any questions you have, just shout it out and somebody will answer it. So, or if you just want to get in there and just BS about NASCAR, that's cool too. Or if you just want to get in there and just be a lurker, that's cool too. At the time, I am. So, but yeah, that's all the Discord sales pitch. So let's get into these sheets that Sterling makes. Sterling does a great job once again with these sheets. All these sheets will be available in the Discord. So if you want to deep dive into this and look at these yourself, like I said, feel free. So we got the Coke 600 finishes here. Um, So we got results from the 2024, 2023, and 2022 Coke 600. Looks like Tyler Reddick and Kyle Busch lead the charge there.
Yeah, which real quick, I just want to remind everybody that the 2024 race was cut short for humidity. So
Yep, that's right.
249 laps is what they ran.
Okay, yeah, I was just gonna ask that. So yeah, I do remember it being caught off because of humidity. I think that was just NASCAR's way of getting back at Kyle Larson for skipping, but that's a conspiracy theory
It,
there.
I mean, I think a lot of people agree with that.
Yeah. So last year we saw Christopher Bell win the humidity slash rain shortened, whatever you want to call it, race at Charlotte. Josh Berry, Allgaier's in here just because he was in Larson's car. Hamlin looks like he had good results other than that one. Like, let's put a 10th place finish. Oh, wait, I can't edit. That's all right. But I
I
bet
got it
if you.
pulled up. I'll do that real quick. I would put him at a 5.3.
Okay.
But another thing to hit on real quick is that like we haven't got like a real race out of this Coke 600 yet since the next gen era. They've all been kind of caution filled, and like I think it was the 2022 race that Chase Elliott led like a quarter of the race and then ended up wrecking out. So,
Can I go on a rant here?
oh boy.
I the Coke 600 really hasn't been the same since the stage cautions came into play.
No, I don't like the four stages. I think that's
I
dumb.
I think that's dumb, and I think like I don't know, like I know you're a hardcore race fan too, so like I know you remember back in the day, like a lot of this was actual attrition, and like a lot of it was fuel strategy and like trying, Dale Jr. running out of gas. That's the one that sticks out and haunts me the most, being a Junior fan. But like now that like everybody knows where the cautions are, you just don't get any of that anymore. So like I don't know if like to me that was the whole fun of the Coke 600 was like that last caution slash pit cycle, like who's gonna make it on fuel, who's not. Like you kind of can get that now, but I don't know. Like the whole four stages, like you said, Sterling, that's dumb.
I
The,
think it needs to be 100, 100, 200.
yeah.
Or fuck, even 75, 75, 250.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't know. Like it just takes away the part of the actual 600 miles. I think having four stages. Um,
Yeah,
and I and,
like
and
a
I and I and I'll go back to like what I've always said. I kind of almost hate the stage cautions. Like if you want to award stage points and keep the race going.
yeah, that's I don't know which side of that I'm on, honestly. Sometimes I'm for it, other times I'm against it.
Yeah, because sometimes the races are a little too strung out, and the cautions are kind of nice. I will give it that, but
And then
just
sometimes you get good racing for that stage win. So,
yeah.
which you still would if they didn't throw the caution. So,
Now, how do you think strategy would fare out if they kept everything the same? Stage comes out, caution comes out. What if you can't pit? Like no pitting 5 laps before the stage, 5 laps after the stage, and we just throw a caution, rack them up, run 1 lap with the pace car, and boom, we're back to green flag.
I've actually never thought of that. I
I
think
never
that'd
thought.
be
I just now thought of that. I was like, well, okay, let's keep the stage cautions because, like you said, that does kind of make better racing. I will give them that, and I do like the stage points because, like you said, there is great stage racing. But yeah, maybe we take the whole pitting thing out of it.
I actually like the idea of that. I think that would make a big difference, really.
Okay,
And then
yeah,
you kind of still add like you're almost taking something away with that caution because you don't have to make a green flag pit stop. Yeah, you still got to pit, but you don't have to get slowed down or like it definitely changes it.
Yeah, I think so. So I don't know. Maybe that's something I need to call up old Elton Sawyer about and just say, hey, on every racetrack, let's make it 5 laps before, 5 laps after, or something like that. You can't pit before, you can't pit after, and you can't pit during. So
I feel like it would be very hard to explain that to him.
yeah, I would. But yeah, I don't know. That was just my rant. I hate the 4 stage cautions here, and I hate just the stage cautions here in general because I always like the last run at the end. But yeah, it looks like your heavy hitters here are Reddick. Christopher Bell looks like he runs good here, other than his one. I'm curious where Ryan Blaney is. Holy heck. 29th, 39th, but he does have a win here. And he did win. Well, that was at Texas, the All Star race. I do remember that. I believe that was at Texas, though, when he had that
Yeah.
whole window net fiasco. But boy, is that Ryan Blaney car sexy.
Speaking of Ryan Blaney, though, I'm glad I remembered this actually. But this is a new tire. It's still the same right side tire they've been running all year, but it's a different left side.
Okay.
And Blaney is one of the guys that did a tire test back. It was back in March,
Oh,
so it's I don't know how much you want to take from a March test for a May race, but I don't know. That's just one thing to bring up about Blaney is that he was a part of that tire test, and I'm gonna
yeah.
try to
Yeah.
find my
Yeah.
notes.
Who the other two were?
Yeah, I want to say it was Byron and Bell.
Okay. All right. Byron's another guy that really stuck out to me, though, Sterling, because he finished third here in 24, second here in 23rd. Now, 2022, he finished 32nd, but
It was
so.
Byron and Briscoe. So
Oh, interesting. Interesting. So, yeah, those were the guys that really stuck out to me. Like I said, is it a soft? I mean, have you heard any comments on the tire? Is it a softer tire?
no, I really haven't looked a whole lot at it after seeing it was new.
Okay, because that tire they brought to North Wilkesboro, that was a good tire. I thought. I mean, we did see some fall off.
It's sometime either tomorrow or Saturday. I'm gonna look more at that left side and see the tracks they have ran that one and see if maybe Blaney was good on it as well. Because if he's good on both, then we'll be fine either way. But newsflash, I think Blaney wins this week anyway. So
Yeah, he has been honestly a monster. These mile and a halves, he's just ran out of luck at most of them. So, and that car, I don't know. I don't want to keep saying that car looks good, but
it does.
boy, does that car look good. A Flying L, like I said, if Flying L wouldn't fuck up the diecast. Their diecasts are horrible, but that'd probably be one that I'd want to get. But we'll go ahead and switch tabs here. This is average running position for the Coke 600s. So as we were talking about, or as I saw, Christopher Bell, or no, it was what William Byron, well, and Christopher Bell, but um, yeah, Byron had a third and a second, but yeah, there he's third in average running positions, so that's definitely a good sign. Larson, Reddick, Hamlin. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to look at ones that really stick out here. Blaney just had a few bad races, it looks like.
Yeah, they're honestly a guy that stuck out to me that I wasn't expecting to is actually Ricky Stenhouse. Like,
Okay.
obviously, like I don't think he's gonna go out and win the race, but I think he's gonna be a guy that you're probably gonna end up needing, depending on where he
Well,
qualifies.
right. That's what I was just getting ready to say. Cue the 8th place starting position. He's getting ready to qualify.
Oh man, I mean that'd be terrible.
Yeah. So, but I agree because in the first page here, he was, yeah, average finishing position of 15th. He had a 7th, 7th, and a 31st, which obviously probably something happened with that 31st.
Yeah,
And obviously, like you said, it was shortened, so it's hard to tell. He could have been on a pit strategy. I don't quite remember how that finished, but
ooh.
But yeah, so that's the average running position. Let's look at quality passes. Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, Alex Bowman makes the top three here. Ty Gibbs again, and as you just said, Ricky Stenhouse.
Yeah,
So, so that's always good to see if they can pass cars, but obviously it's not to tell all be all, but it is nice to look at. Here is the fastest laps. This is something I like to look at because obviously if they're having fast laps, you know they're a fast car. Um, Not trying to be smart. I mean, obviously, you want to pick fast cars in DFS. Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney, Ross Chastain again.
that's kind of screwed though because of that 2022 one. Same with Blaney
Yeah,
with his 2023. But once again, like I think 2023 Ryan Blaney here is what we see this week.
yeah, yeah. I wouldn't mind. I don't know what his odds are on DraftKings, but I wouldn't mind a sprinkle on that.
Plus 800 last I looked,
Oh,
anyways.
I like that. Brad K had a couple good years, 2023, 2024.
One thing that kind of sticks out to me though that is if you look at it year by year, seems like except for last year, which is a fucked up race.
Right.
But the first two, it seems like there was one guy that really did, in a sense, actually dominate the race.
Yeah, and this is another point to make on this Coke 600. I mean, there's 400 laps here, so you're definitely gonna want.
And we're gonna see all kinds of strategy. Like
Yes,
it's honestly, it's gonna be a hard race to really predict. But I love this race, and I'm gonna have a shit ton of
yes,
lineups.
yes. And congrats on getting that ticket to the what is it, $600? What the hell's the
Oh yeah,
contest called?
I actually forgot about that.
What's the contest called? I just saw it on DraftKings. I was just looking at it actually.
I'll look it up real
Oh
quick. I know
shit.
there's 617 people. It's a $600 entry, and it pays 100K to win.
Yeah, yeah. So congrats on getting a ticket to that. So I know I'll be rooting for you there. Um, but yeah, this is one of my favorites too. Being the 600. Um, like I said, it kind of does stink with the stages. I feel like that kind of takes a little bit away from it, but I still don't mind it. This is still one of my favorites.
The soda fountain is what that's
That's
called.
right. I was trying to get DraftKings a little, but yeah, the soda fountain. Yep. So the $600 to enter. Sterling got a ticket, so that's exciting. Anybody that does have a ticket, good luck.
I'm gonna try to get a couple more with the Xfinity and truck race.
Yes, yes. So this is percent of laps in the top 15. Byron, Hamlin, Elliott, Barry, but Barry only has the one race. Blaney, Gibbs. So Gibbs is one that's kind of keeps popping off. I mean, obviously it was just that 1 year, I think, that he had the
Two.
good 2 years.
The
Um,
1 year though, he started on the pole and led like 76 laps.
oh, okay, okay. So here is the Coke 600 laps led. Uh, Blaney, Chastain, Byron, like you said, Ty Gibbs is there, 2024.
74, I guess it was.
Yeah, 74 last year. Christopher Bell. It's nice to see guys that led in all three of them, but there's really not very many outside of William Byron. Chase Elliott led two in 2024, but still 2, 4, and 86. Like at least you see him bring consistent cars every year, I guess.
Can you sort those like each year by
Yeah,
laps?
yeah. Let's do this. Sort largest to smallest. So all right, so here we go. Bell, Gibbs, Byron, Chastain, Barry, McDowell. And then did you want to keep it on 2024 or did you want me to go to 2023
You
now?
can just go through real quick. I was just kind of quickly looking at to see how many guys led, like 50 laps or so.
Oh, okay. So 2023, which is the last 400. lapper. We had 163, 91 from Byron, Bell with 48, Reddick with 28, Hamlin with 20. So what do we got? About three dominators there. 28 laps. That's okay, but yeah, definitely three laps leaders there that you would want. Let's see here. Uh,
So every year
Oof.
there's been 3 guys that have led 50 or more laps, and then there's been a couple that have led a fair amount that depended on price and finishing and starting position and all that kind of
Yeah,
shit, they could actually be better plays. So we're gonna have a lot to break down this weekend. We're gonna obviously base a lot of that off of practice, but
yeah, yeah. That's for sure. So this is overall driver ranking. Um, just takes all that, makes it into a formula, kind of like quarterback ranking in NFL. Bell, Byron, and Reddick, which is kind of crazy with the Bell mishap there in 2023 and the Byron mishap in 2022. It's kind of crazy that they're at the top, but I guess that
Reddit,
I guess that kind of shows like the volatility at this track.
yeah, and Reddit kind of sticks out to me there just because of that shit last year is the one that really kind of screwed him. So
Yeah, yeah, I've got a bad taste in my mouth from Reddick. He burned
I
me.
know he's been killing me.
Yeah, I've always thought Reddick was a trustworthy driver. I'm always playing him in DFS, and
That's a
he
couple
was
weeks,
dog shit at Kansas.
dude. That's exactly what I was gonna say. I had him. I had a ticket for 777 qualifier for their
Oh,
racing world championship, and I used him in it, and
oh,
fucked me.
yeah, that sucks, dude. Yeah, Reddick's been god awful. It's terrible. Coke 600 optimals. Like I said last year, we probably don't really have to look at too hard because it
Now,
was rain shortened.
if you do get in the Discord and you look at this, I do have a little note down there at the bottom that reminds you it was shortened.
Okay. Oh yeah, right there. Rain shortened for humidity. Longest green flag. We're on 87 laps.
That's one thing that I found interesting when I was doing this here is there really hasn't been long green flag runs in this race.
No.
And the ones that have been the longest always come at the beginning.
Okay. Huh. So that's interesting. So let's look at 2023 because that actually was 400 laps.
And 2023 is probably the most realistic look for this week because 2022 is that race that Chase Elliott, he started 13th, he led 86 laps, but got wrecked out. So he finished like 27th or something.
Yeah, one thing that sticks out to me is the JJ Yaley punt. Whoops. Is the JJ Yaley punt.
This is absolutely a week that you're punting. When you got
Yeah.
400 laps, you're punting almost every time.
Yep. Yep. So, isn't is this the week that Derek Kraus is running?
I believe so.
Yeah, in the 44 or whatever, which will be a back marker.
Yeah, that's
2022.
I believe that's actually the card JJ Yelly was in.
That's what made me think of that. Yeah, I believe that's
I
the
would have to
same
go back
car.
and double check that though, because I find it hard to believe that car went 36 to 16th, no matter what happened.
I know. Yeah, I didn't even see that part that he went to 16. So yeah, you're probably right. It's probably not the same car because the car we're thinking of probably finishes 15, if not 20 laps down. Uh, yeah, 2022 Larson was the mega chalk starting 36th. Wow.
Is that the one who
Uh,
dominated too?
he finished ninth. To be honest, the winner wasn't even in the optimal lineup, first or second. That's kind of a strange lineup. So Chastain led a bunch of laps, looks like, and finished 15th.
Yeah, that 2023 JJ Yelly was in a Rick Rare car.
Okay. which is still that's not bad for
No.
finishing 16th. So that's yeah, that's not bad. Chase Briscoe finishing fourth. That's just kind of weird not having even the winner in the optimal, but must have been last lap pass or not last lap pass, but must have been one of them where the leader just didn't really lead that many laps.
Yeah, I forgot I didn't do the averages for these.
Oh, okay, that's all right. Uh, and then team history. Um, I want to say I don't think this is right. I thought I had Hendricks at 0 wins. I'm the one that did this one.
It's you did it right.
Copied it wrong or something.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all right. But yeah, Hendrick here hasn't won. That was one thing that stuck out to me is Hendrick's never won the well, not never, but hasn't won a 600 in the next gen era. So that was one thing that stuck out to me. JGR has two, and Penske has the other one with Ryan Blaney. So, but that's always nice to look at. So let's look at some odds. I don't know if you've got DraftKings pulled up, but I'll pull up DraftKings.
Real quick, I'm going to hit on the fact that the pole sitter in the last 2 years has led about an average of 25% of the race, 30% last year, 23% 2023.
Okay. All right. Let me try. I'm going to try to pull up. I'm not sure if it'll let me or not, but I'm going to try to pull up on the stream. Um, DraftKings. I don't know if it'll let me. If it won't, we'll just talk about it. But I kind of like to do it with everybody. All right, cool. I think
You
it'll let me.
should be able to.
Yep.
Whoops.
I think it's going to. Let me X out of that. All right. All right. Can you see DraftKings now, Sterling?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I've got to scroll down to get NASCAR here. All right, so here is the. Oh man, Blaney's down to plus 650.
Ooh.
So somebody's been betting him down.
I feel like
So we don't have. It doesn't look like we have top tens yet, but um, I think Byron for a top five for plus 110. Like that's not bad if you just want to double your money on a safe bet. Um, Other than that, I'm kind of with Sterling. I like Blaney for the win. I kind of hate the 650. You kind of had me tricked on the, or not tricked, but you had me psyched for the plus 800. So now I'm kind of being a snob and
yeah.
turning my nose up to 650. So that's kind of disappointing. Um, let's look at driver props here. Because I think that's really the only ones that stick out to me. I don't think anybody outside. I don't really have any dark horses, is what I'm saying. As far as outside like that top five there, like Byron Bell, Blaney Larson.
I actually wouldn't be
I think one of
afraid to
them.
throw like a sprinkle on either Ty Gibbs or Chase Briscoe. Gibbs is plus 2,800,
Yeah.
Briscoe's plus 3,500.
Well, even if you want to throw a sprinkle on them, I don't mind a sprinkle for like a top
Yeah.
five even plus. And like I said, I'm kind of excited to see what their top 10 odds are. 'Cause that wouldn't be bad. Driver props, Bush versus Bowman. That one's kind of Gibbs versus Chastain. I wouldn't mind picking Gibbs just for the equipment. Ross is just, he's kind of turned around a little bit, but Trackhouse as a whole has kind of been off this
Yeah.
year. Briscoe versus Barry, I don't think I want any of that. I wouldn't mind having Larson versus Hamlin. Hamlin's, I don't know, just hasn't found his groove yet, I don't think. Outside of that one win.
Yeah, there's not really anything that sticks out to me there. That's Ty Gibbs versus
No,
Chastain's probably the best in my opinion.
I think so too. I think so too. Let's do our group winners.
Sounds good.
Uh, so so group one we got Larson plus 2.25, Bell plus 240, Byron plus 285, and Hamlin plus 285 also. Um, do we think Larson's going to be tired from the
I do.
double? I don't know.
I
I want
really
to.
do.
I do too. So I want to go either Bell or Byron here. Oh man, I think I'm gonna go
That's what
Bell.
I
I
was
think Bell's
thinking.
got the momentum. Bell's got the momentum. He just won the $1 million. He's rolling. He didn't do good at the high limits the other night. Well, he finished third, but still, that's
Rico's just been
um,
on another level.
yes, he has. So Port Royal this weekend,
Yeah,
isn't it?
75K to win Sunday night.
Oh, same time as the Coke
Yeah, I
600,
fucking
huh?
hate that.
I do too. But Group B, Sterling, who you got here?
Uh, I mean, I hate to say it, but I think you got to go Ryan Blaney.
Yeah, you do. I don't think there's another answer there, to be honest with you. And then Group C, Logano, Chastain, Gibbs, Busher. I might go with you, Sterling. I might go Gibbs
That's
here.
for me. It would be Gibbs or Busher, and I think Gibbs makes more sense because of the equipment.
Yeah, I kind of like that. And then Group D, who do you
This
got
one,
here?
this is probably the toughest group in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely is because I mean you could see Barry coming out and qualifying fourth and running around there, or you could see Bowman coming out and it's just I feel like you got a bunch of hit or miss guys in
Yeah,
here, and it's just who's gonna actually hit.
my gut is telling me Bowman, so we're gonna go with Bowman.
Yeah, that's not a bad safe bet. And we are froze. I can get odds.
I got it pulled up over
Draft.
here. That 4-pick parlay
Yeah.
would be plus 12,253.
Wow, that's crazy. Yep, that finally went. Okay. I still don't. I'll recheck. Oh, okay. We can't. Apparently, it can't find me.
There it is. Right when you clicked it, it popped up.
All right. And it's got to check out my
Then
location. Apparently, I am in PA, so we are legal. I guess it just has to think about it. Oh, okay.
yeah, I can't wait till we're legal for sprint car racing. That'd be sweet. I'll either make a bunch of money or lose a bunch of money.
Yeah, and then I can't wait for like even the over under kind of things we can't do, like with underdog or
Yeah,
I don't know. There's that new one too. Shit, what the hell's the app called? I have a couple fantasy leagues in it. Oh, Grid Rival.
I
Yeah.
was thinking that, but I couldn't remember. I was gonna say gridiron, and I knew that wasn't right.
So yeah, plus 12,253. So $1 makes you $123. Is it a long shot? Absolutely, but we have hit on that before. So let's see if there's any good race props here. Top car. Yeah, I don't think. Oh yeah, I forgot Connor Zilich is in this race.
I did too, actually. But I just real quick, I went through and I clicked Byron Blaney Bell. That'd be plus 3,127. So Buck would win you 32.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Uh, Chevy, Toyota, Ford, not really nothing there that I see. So, but yeah, I think that's all for the. Will they let me load up? See the price. I haven't honestly even looked at pricing yet.
I haven't either, but I'm looking at trucks betting right now. Sucks at Corey
Oh yeah,
Heim
I'll
is
go.
plus 175.
Oh,
But
so let's look at the
I wouldn't
punts
mind
here.
Chandler Smith for plus 1,200 in the trucks.
Okay, Chandler
And
Smith plus
then
what? Yeah.
Xfinity, Austin Hill is plus 1,100, and he did the Xfinity tire test. So
Okay.
that could be something to keep in mind.
Jimmy Johnson is in this race too.
Yeah, fuck him.
I know. But I mean, as far as punts, it's nice that there's a $4,500 punt in Derek Krause. Or Josh, what's Josh Balicki driving, if this is even right? Garage 66.
I'd have to double check the entry list, but that would
Yeah, I
be
would too.
that would be fuck Carlong. Couldn't think of his
Yeah.
name.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Zilich is in Trackhouse. That's right. Dylan 64, Priest. Well, how much is Ty Gibbs? 8,200. That's a good price on him, I think.
Right now, I think the punt of the week is Ty Dillon.
Yeah, yeah,
Unless he comes out and fucking qualifies stupid.
yeah. 5,100. That's definitely not bad at all. I don't mind that. Like, what if you went Ty Dillon and Ty Gibbs? Uh, maybe 9,100 per person. So then you could definitely go crazy and go Larson. Hamlin being second highest, I could see myself fading him a lot. I'm gonna see him being a full fade.
If you went with what you got and you throw in Ricky Stenhouse,
Oh, that's a name that I forgot. Yeah, Stenhouse. That leaves you with 78.
Josh Berry,
Josh Berry, look at that. I don't mind that lineup at all. Obviously, this is just fucking around, but yeah, we got a couple minutes. Let's get back to the sports book and let's look at like each race. Well, here we got Xfinity.
yeah, I kind of hate the fact that we get Kyle Busch in the trucks again, which he hasn't been able to do very well in that truck. And then we got Logan Byron back in the
Oh man,
17,
yeah.
which
What's
that
Dylan
17 has
running?
not been that great. I
No,
honestly didn't even realize he was in it.
yeah. Dylan's the fourth highest as far as odds. Briscoe's in it too. So Briscoe, I'm gonna assume, is in a Joe Gibbs car. I'm gonna assume
I
Dylan's in
wouldn't
an
imagine.
RCR car, but is Dylan in the 30? I think they're bringing the 33. I don't know. I'll have to look at the entry list, like you said. I honestly forgot all about that. Uh, and
I'll
like you
pull the
said,
entry list up real quick.
Austin Hill had the tire test, so that's good to know.
Austin Dillon is back in the 3 car here, RCR.
Oh, three car. That's cool.
Byron is in the 17. Briscoe is in the 19 for Gibbs. So,
Okay.
and then we've seen Brandon Jones in the Truck Series quite a bit this year. He's in the Truck Series again this week, and I think he's unplayable because he is trash.
Yeah, he
Took
was like mega
pole.
chalk that last time, and I think I put too much on him, and yeah, but yeah, we got Corey Heim is favorited over Kyle Busch.
I think he should be. Honestly, I think he has a legit shot at just flat out dominating this race. I think he has a legit shot to do that every truck race. I don't care who
Oh
is in
yeah,
it.
yeah. I agree. He was probably going to beat Larson at Homestead if it wasn't for that electrical whatever the hell problem he had.
Yeah, definitely.
So I mean, you're probably. I mean, you're absolutely right. There's no probably. It's just yeah, he's definitely the best truck. Probably. I mean, week in and week out. Um,
This is kind of weird for me here. I don't really understand why they did a tire test for the Xfinity series because this is actually the fourth straight race for Xfinity and trucks. But they did do the tire test. That was on March 18th, and it was Austin Hill, Sheldon Creed, and this makes no sense to me, but Eric Almirola.
yeah, yeah. I kind of yeah. That is weird. Is Creed in a Ford?
Yeah, he's at Stewart Haas.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I thought that was
Or
funny with the
I
better
guess
half
it's not Stewart
dash.
Haas anymore, but
Yeah, I
Haas
knew what you meant.
factory.
That's right. For some reason, I was still thinking he was at Gibbs, so I was like, huh, that's two Toyotas. But I did like the better half dash or whatever. Creed finished second. Creed must have been Creed's wife, I assume, or fiance or whatever. It's just funny seeing Creed finish second
Yeah, we don't
because
see that a whole lot.
yeah, yeah, we always see Sheldon Creed finishing second. So, but well, other than that, Sterling, is there anything else you want to go over for the Coke 600 for a driver by driver breakdown?
I don't think, but if
I
you're
don't.
looking for some extra racing to watch this week, you can check out the Fast on Dirt Sprint Car Series at Knox on start to finish. That's a newer streaming service, so I don't really know
Okay.
a whole lot about it.
And they're Sunday night too, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because I saw that advertised. And I was like, man, I'd like to go, but I don't know if I'll. I got to work Sunday night and Monday, or
Uh,
Sunday day and Monday, so I doubt I'll make it out. Plus, with the 600, I don't know.
yeah, there's probably gonna be a shit ton of cars. Honestly, I
Are-
was hoping it would get rained out, so I didn't have to be there. But
Yeah. Well, I hope it turns out for you. I mean, you're going, aren't you?
I don't really have a choice.
Okay. Well, that should be fun. That should be fun. Hopefully they do it again, and then, like I said, I can make it out.
July 3rd and then September 14th.
Okay, July 3rd, September 14th. I'll have to remember that. But I was talking. I know he's in the Discord. I know you kind of saw him every once in a while. Tashira, have you ever seen that
Yeah.
name pop up? So he was. He's always been messaging me, asking me, NASCAR stuff. He's really getting into NASCAR, and that's what I told him. He lives in, I think, Wisconsin, and I was like, ugh, you're
Oh
kind of
man.
you're kind of like us and kind of like in a spot with no NASCAR track. So like yesterday, I messaged him because I don't know, I was just surfing Facebook and I saw the High Limit Racing Series. So I messaged him. I said, "Do you have any of these tracks by?" I sent him a picture of the schedule. I said, "Any of these tracks by you?" And I think I got to scroll through and see. I think it's like Red Cedar or something like that. Raceway. He said it's real close to him. So I was telling him. I said, "You have to go."
I'll have to shoot him a message because he's actually Wisconsin's kind of a hotbed for 410 racing.
Yeah,
Got
Red Cedar Speedway. So
He's
I
got the IRA sprints out there, which is where the North Pole Nightmare Bill Baylog made his name.
okay, okay, yeah. We was talking to him because he's trying to get into racing and stuff, and yeah, he's getting into it. And I told him, I said, yeah, go there. Maybe Kyle Larson will be racing there, or never know, Christopher Bell. Obviously Casey Kane, and then obviously you have your regulars like Corey Day, Rico, all them guys, but. Casey Kane. Yeah, I said Casey Kane, but yeah, I was telling him he's got to go. So
Casey
he said,
Kane's a full-time Highland
yeah,
guy, so
yep, Casey Kane will be there. So yeah, that's what I was telling him. I said, I know Sterling will 100% endorse it, but you have to. So he said he was going to he's putting in his vacation request. He's got to take vacation off work. So definitely, if you're watching this, I know he does, but you're definitely going to Red Cedar Speedway.
Hell yeah, I'm jealous.
So, but yeah. But other than that, I will. Yeah, that's all I got. But we will see you guys Saturday night. Certainly going to have to be Saturday because I got to work. But definitely see you guys Saturday night for the driver by driver breakdown.